These are my 3 favorite center builds in NBA 2K23. Alright, so for build number 1, for your position, obviously you're going to go center. Then for the body saying, we're going to go 6'10 and 220 pounds for the weight, and then 7'5" for the wingspan. Also, before we do move into the attributes, please, if you haven't done so already, like the video and subscribe to the channel. It's completely free and it literally takes 5 seconds, like, please. Alright, so starting things off for our finishing, first things first, we're gonna put our close shot up to an 85, as well as an 85 driving dunk, a 75 driving lay, a 90 standing dunk, and then for the post control, we're gonna go up to a 75. You guys see it's 24 total finishing badges, as well you'll get pro contact dunks, elite big man contact dunk, and a pro big man contact dunks. It's honestly just so crazy. You're getting so many contact dunks on this build, and as well you can post score 100% if you want to. Inside this build is just an absolute unit. Also, a lot of people do sleep on that 85 close shot, which gives you gold fast switch, which is just such an important badge. It's just so good. Alright, for shooting, we're gonna max out our 3-point rating at an 85 and then go with a 71 mid-range rating. With 18 total shooting badges, you're gonna be able to get gold catch and shoot, as well as silver limitless range, which is just so good. This build is definitely gonna be greening very consistently, and offensively, you guys can already see it's shaping up to be one of the best big man offensive center builds. Like, this is just honestly crazy. And then for the playmaking, the only thing that we're going to upgrade is the pass act, which we're going to put up to a 75. You're probably not going to be dribbling too much on this build. You guys see, basically, we have nothing for the playmaking. Also, you do just have to put up your speed of the ball to a 28. Even if you wait till later, it's going to automatically move it up when you upgrade your speed. Also, 75 pass act is extremely important. Not only are you able to get silver break starter, but as well, you're able to get all the good passing styles in this game. And passing styles are extremely important. They help you to throw absolute dots. Alright, so moving on to defensive/rebounding. Starting things off, we're going to move up our block rating to a 93. And then we're also going to move up our offensive rebound to a 93 as well. Then we're going to go with a 73 offensive rebound. We're going to move our steal up to a 71. Our perimeter and our interior are also going to be at 74s as well. The 93 block and the 93 defensive rebound are extremely important. This allows you to get gold anchor and gold rebound chaser, which makes your defense so much more better. Also, you're going to be getting so many blocks and so many boards. And then honestly, probably my favorite part about the center build is that it's very fluid. Like, you're just able to move around the court very easily. Like, I'm not really going to explain my physicals, but you guys can see it's so good. Like, when you're using this build, unlike a lot of other taller center builds especially, you're able to just move around so quickly, so easily, which is super important not only when you're running down court and going for slips and stuff, but also on the defensive end is so important, because while other builds might have higher defensive rebound or higher block rating, you're going to be in way better defensive positioning, and as well when it comes to long rebounds, you're going to dominate in that aspect as well. And also, if you do get switched onto a guard, it's not like you just are going to die. Like, you definitely can guard them. And then moving on to the takes, I would personally recommend going with first stuff blocks and see the future. If you guys want to, for your secondary or primary takeover, you can swap that out for limitless range. I think if you just want to make a fun build, go with limitless range, but if you want to make more of a competitive build, then go with one of these 2 takeovers. And as you guys can see, I built an inside out scorer, which is kind of a boring name, but does make sense. This is a very good offensive build. And yeah, let me show you guys how to make this build on current gen. Alright, so if you guys are on current gen for this build, it's basically going to be the exact same with just very minor differences. The position is going to be point guard. The body settings are going to be the exact same. Pause this and copy it down if you need to. And then for the attributes, this is basically the exact same as well, with just very minor differences to maximize the amount of badges you get. I think you do get a few less badges, but it's going to play the exact same way as the next gen build. For the takes, they're going to be the exact same, and you guys see it's basically just the exact same build, so we're getting the same name. Alright, so that was center build number 1. Now for moving on to our second place center build. Actually, this build really isn't in order. It's not from like the 3rd best to the best. So this is just our second center build of this video. On the vital screen, the only thing that matters is position is going to be center, of course. Then for the body settings, we're going 7'2", 236 pounds, and 8 foot for the wingspan. Now, obviously, the previous center build is a much shorter build. This center build right here is going to be a taller center build. That's probably going to be better defensively and probably better for 5v5 game modes, such as Pro-Am or Rec Center. Yeah, this build is very good all around. Alright, so for finishing, the main difference is that we're going to be kind of more post-scoring oriented. Obviously, we're kind of a taller build, so this does make sense. You're not really going to have as much driving dunk, and you're going to have a lot more post control. You guys see 23 total badges, as well as an 87 post control, an 85 close shot, and a 90 standing dunk. Makes this build post scoring honestly just kind of scary. If your opponent is under 7 foot, they just have no hope of stopping down low. And then for shooting, what you're pretty much going to want to do is basically max out the 3-point rating at a 77, then move up your free throw up to a 56. This will allow you to green very consistently. Now, some of you guys might not be able to green with a low 3-point rating because you have to really know your jump shot. I'd say majority of pretty good players are able to green with a 77 3-point rating. You do definitely want to make sure you're buying jump shot boost, but 77 3-point rating is very, very greenable. And unlike previous years, shooting badges aren't really super important, so having only 12 shooting badges isn't a huge deal. And then for the playmaking, the only thing that matters is pass ac. I'm only putting this up to a 66. I don't think 77 is as necessary for this build. You're still definitely going to be able to throw down court passes with that silver break starter. And then on to the defensive / rebounding. First thing we're going to do is just max out that defensive rebound. Then as well, we're going to move up our offensive rebound a little bit, just get a few more badges. Then we're going to go with a 93 for the block rating to give us a gold anchor. For the steal rating, we're going to max this out at a 63 for the perimeter, putting this up to a 59. And then we're putting up our interior 2 ratings up to a 75. Obviously, Hall of Fame rebound chaser, you're getting unlimited rebounds on this build. Like, quite literally, this is one of the best rebounding builds in this game. I know 69 offensive rebound is a little bit low, but do remember Hall of Fame box out beast and Hall of Fame rebound chaser do apply to offensive rebounds as well. And the actual rebounding rating really does not matter. It's the badges that actually affect how good you are going to be at rebounding. I played on builds with like a 90 offensive rebound, and I just don't notice the difference with a 69. And then for the block rating, it's at a 93. Unfortunately, we couldn't get Hall of Fame anchor. But since you are so tall with a max wingspan, your rim protection is going to be so good. And Hall of Fame anchor, like, doesn't work. I'm just being honest, bro. Like, this build's rim protection is basically the same with or without Hall of Fame anchor. And then for the physicals, what you're pretty much going to want to do is max out the first 2 categories. Go with a 76 strength, and for the vertical, you're going to want to go with 75, and then go with a 90 stamina. Now, obviously, the strength on this build could be higher if you wanted to get it higher. But strength is really not as important as we thought it was going to be. A lot of people thought it was going to be super good because they thought bully was going to be really powerful, and they thought you were going to need really high strength to stop bully. But it turns out bully just isn't that good, and strength doesn't really do that much to prevent bully anyways. So you can definitely get away with only 76 strength. Obviously, if you compare this build to the previous build, the biggest difference is height versus speed. So yeah, this build is going to be kind of slow. For the takes, we're going with first to the future since we do have that 99 rebound rating, and then second stealth blocks. And then you guys can see we built an interior finisher, which is honestly a very boring name, but we move. Alright, so for the current gen version of this build, you guys see the position is still going to be center. The body settings are the exact same thing as the previous build, and then the attributes are pretty similar to how I upgraded the previous build with just minor differences. Current gen builder is the exact same, but just a tiny bit different. I don't know why they made it like slightly different, but it just is. And you guys see for the takeovers, we're going with glass cleaning and rim, and we have built once again another interior finisher. Okay, so for the third and final center build of this video, this is going to be an extremely fun center build. I don't know if it's the most competitive center build in the world or anything, but in my opinion, it's one of the most fun center builds in this game. I've made a full video including some gameplay where I literally just went in depth about this build, and I talked about like where to put the +4 badges, as well as how to use this build, what animations to run with, all that stuff. If you guys want to check out the video, it's in the card up above. Definitely watch that video before you make this build. The position is once again going to be center. Now for the body settings, we're going to be 7 foot, 227 pounds, and 7'7" for the wingspan. 7 foot center builds is a really nice balance between being fast and also being tall, so your defense is really good. Now, starting things off with finishing, you guys can just see right here, the finishing is very crazy. 85 driving dunk and 90 standing dunk gives you so many contact dunks, to be honest. You guys can literally just see right here all the contact dunks that I'm able to get. Also, as well, you can definitely post score on this build, and you're going to get 24 total badges, which is honestly just insane. Like, that's so many badges. Yeah, whether you're post scoring or just cutting towards the basket, this build's finishing is going to be pretty crazy. Then for shooting, you guys pretty much see what it is right here. With an 83 3-point rating, you're able to get silver agent 3s, which is a super good badge. And this build is able to shoot extremely well. You're definitely going to be stretching the floor super well. Also, this hopback jumper is so good on this 7-foot build because nobody can contest it, since after all, you're just a little bit tall. Now, you guys have seen both the sharp shooting and the finishing capabilities, but what makes this build absolutely unguardable is the fact that you can dribble. You only have a 65 ball handling rating, which is kind of low, but you guys see I'm moving and grooving. I'm moving kind of swifty right now, and even though you only have a little bit of ball handling, that's really all you need, because you can get bailed out very easily whenever you want to with a contact dunk, or you can just hit them with a step back 3-pointer that they literally just can't guard. Onto defensive slash rebounding. This isn't going to be as crazy as either of the previous builds. You're still super tall, so your defense is definitely going to be very good. You're going to be grabbing a ton of rebounds. As well, you do also get gold anchor and gold rebound chaser, which will give you a ton of blocks, a ton of rebounds. Unfortunately, the only bad thing is the steal rating is kind of low, but the steal rating really doesn't do much, to be honest. Also, if you do take this build to team game mode, you're definitely going to be getting passing lane steals as well. Like when you're this tall, you're just able to get steals very easily. And you guys pretty much see the physicals right here. It's all around very good. You're still able to move around very fluidly. Like I never feel like I'm like just getting stuck or something. And yeah, physicals on this build are quite crazy. For the takes, I went with first stuff box and second limitless range. Kind of opted for more fun takeovers than competitive takeovers on this build, since all around this is a very fun build. And you guys see I built another inside scorer, which is just another super boring name, to be honest. This name comes up way too often. Now, if you guys are stuck on the goat boat and you want to make a build very similar to the previous build, basically the exact same build, then this is pretty much what you're going to want to do. Go with center, go with the exact same body settings. Like, it doesn't change every single time. The only thing that does change every single time when you switch over to current gen is the attributes. You guys pretty much see the attributes right here. Copy them down if you want to. Then these are going to be the takeovers. Again, basically the exact same as the previous build. And that is pretty much the build. And as well, with that being said, this is going to wrap it up for the video. Subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'm out. Peace.